I was driving through a really rural area in West Virginia, and my dog needed to pee, and I was trying to find a place to pull over so I could walk her around and let her pee. And I saw what looked like a used car lot. So I'm like, okay, well that's a good place to pull over. Well, once I got here, I realized this is actually an abandoned car graveyard. Now you can see, I don't know if you can read it, it says Best Buy Auto. So it used to be a used car lot, but this has been sitting here for a long time, and these cars are actually starting to sink into the ground. You can see here, this old van is literally down, the wheel is actually down in the concrete. There's a ton of old cars. Here's an old Jeep that's covered up. It's kind of sinking down into the concrete too, it looks like. I'm gonna go, there's a back entrance into here too, so I'm gonna go around back. This is an old abandoned highway truck that's sitting right outside of the lot. There's also like an 18-wheeler here. But yeah, this highway truck is all rusty. So coming in from the back side here, this is where I brought my dog on this grassy area. There's an old Chevy truck. This looks like an old city bus. Another old Chevy truck. This is an old Mustang. I think you can see it on the front here. Buick. And this is a 90s model Mustang. And here is like a really rusted out, well, not really rusted out. Actually, it doesn't look bad. A John Deere tractor dozer. It's got some cinder blocks laying on it, some wood thrown on it. Looks like it's in decent shape, other than it looks like it's been sitting here for a while. It's got weeds all grown up around it. That's where I could benefit from a wide angle lens. But yeah, neat looking dozer here. It's just sitting here all grown up in weeds. It's an old Honda. Here's the front part of the city bus. There's an old dump truck over here. Some vans. The skeleton of a motorcycle. I have no idea what the story is with that. There's a couple of old, you know, usually I am pretty good with cars. I'm thinking these might be some kind of Pontiacs. Let me see if it says. Yeah, Firebird. So a couple of old Pontiac Firebirds. An old office trailer. Got weeds growing up around it. This looks like an old rusty Corvette. And an old I thought that was an Airstream trailer, but it says Avion on it, so I don't know if it's Airstream. This is a Corvette Stingray. It's actually buried in the gravel. Headlights kind of wicked looking from the front. Very wicked looking. Especially with the windows all blacked out like that. It looks like it's apocalyptic. Here's the old office building from when it was a car lot. It's all got wire up in front of the doors. It's just a really creepy looking scene. There's one of the old Ford Escorts from the 90s. It was a really good selling car in the 90s. A couple of other Corvettes. Here is, not even sure, some kind of a Chevy. This might be a Corvette too. I'm not really sure. It's deep in the ground. I'm not quite sure what that is. Really spooky looking from the front. And this trip wouldn't have been worth making if I hadn't have found what I came in looking for, which I did find a 90s model Cavalier, probably 92, 93. As you can see, it is completely buried, especially the front wheel here, just totally buried in the gravel. I'll try to get around so we can look at the front of it. Yeah, this wheel too is just buried. This is one of the better looking vehicles of all the ones that are here, as far as holding up, because we all know Cavaliers really hold up. It's got a bunch of junk in it. Dashboard and everything is still there. I don't know if you can see through the window or not. This is an old motor home. It's partly covered up. I believe this is a Dodge Dynasty. Yeah. Literally an old mobile home. This is not a motor home. This is a mobile home where someone used to live. Totally covered up RV. Kind of spooky looking. Here's another RV. Old freezer. RV's kind of grown up in the weeds, with the curtains pulled. I feel kind of spooked out being in this place even during the day. This is an old Dodge Caravan that says K9 unit on the back, so I don't know if this was actually a police car at some point. Now get ready for this. This is an old mobile home moving truck. It looks like it has teeth on the front. It still has the oversized load sign on the front, and it's kind of creepy looking with those teeth on it. You can still kind of faintly see the sign that was on it. It's of course got weeds and grass grown up around it. There's weeds growing up on the back part of it. An old Chevy Monte Carlo. Not even sure what that is, or what kind of a van that is, but all I can see is it is buried. All of these cars are buried in the ground. This is a Cadillac, some kind of a Cadillac. This is an old Volkswagen van. It's also buried in the ground. Still have the Volkswagen sign on the front. The weird part about this old office is it's all gated up, but if you can see, it actually says, yes, we're open. And these cars are totally buried in the ground. This chair, this office chair, I mean, this is just kind of creepy. Here's an old Escort. Here's the backside of the Avion trailer. The Buick sitting next to it, and that old Stingray. Back here, there is a, I think, Mitsubishi. It's kind of over in the ditch. Then this super old Chevy truck.